Hello. Let's try this again. Take two, I guess. We'll see. What's up, guys? King Shadow, Jin, Build the Mansion. Perry is in here. Liquor Sandwich. What's up? It's Coca-Cola Ultimate, which is one of the creators. They had like Starlight and all the other ones. This one's like it's like fruity kind of aftertaste. It's for League of Legends, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah. We got Jin. What's up? Really appreciate the kind words, man. Yeah, so I'll kind of act like I'm kind of telling it for the first time just for the archive, because this will be archived, hopefully, if there's no problems. Can you guys hear me okay, though, before I continue? The camera seems to have stopped. I think I unchecked a box that kind of worked. 20-year-old Crystal Pepsi. It's probably better than this. Check Wawa for cherry Sprite before you come up. Oh, absolutely, Perry. Any request, I got you, man. I'll take a look. I mean, there's so many around me that I'm sure I can find something for you. Do they seem to be selling them through there? Because I will be checking that out. But yeah, guys, so this is just an update, and I will read the chat. I will kind of address everything, and I'll read questions. This will be just like a normal couple-hour hangout stream, if everything goes well, obviously. Right now, everything seems to be fine, but I don't know. It's just saying good. It's not saying excellent. It's just saying good, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. So let's get into what's going on, and then I'll talk about my UK trip a little bit as well. I wanted to kind of do it in a official like podcast setup form, but it might just be this way, as well as something else that can be recorded down the road. Like when my phone starts playing, like thanks. But okay, all right. They're limited. Okay, from June to August. Yeah, I'll take a look. Yeah, so UK trip happened. I came back, and yeah, I'll talk about a trip in a better video. Yeah, probably. I know a lot of people are going to be asking about it, but it was great. It was a great trip. But unfortunately, this is just a lot of the shit that I got to deal with now is more yeah, it deserves better quality. Exactly. This is more of a guerrilla style, very amateur stream because of what I have to piece together just to get on here to talk to you guys. But I wanted to obviously do it because I was able to shoehorn in a Game Complainers episode last night with just audio, and then I was able to kind of get some kind of visual up on here today for this. But yeah, so long story short, I had a storm that hit a month ago that was detrimental to the router, and it blew up the router. Lightning struck pretty close by, shook the house. It was a pretty bad storm. We've lived here for a very long time, even in the old house, which was very close by, and never really had anything like this happen. I've had power outages before. Thank you so much, Thunders Productions, for the 50 Canadian. Really appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much. That means a lot. And yeah, so and a lot of the equipment and stuff like that, I didn't want to have to lose more. And James is here too, but I ended up in the process of the second storm, the lightning striked again. They say lightning doesn't strike twice. Well, it did, and it killed my PC this time. And we thought it was the power supply at first, but it ended up being either the CPU or the motherboard. This is the PC that Perry built 10 years ago in August in 2013, and it was perfectly fine. And many elements of it are still perfectly fine because they have been upgraded and stuff. Um, and like the graphics card has been upgraded, the RAM, the hard drive is actually safe. So I do have my stuff backed up, but the stuff that wasn't backed up, that was just kind of lingering on the hard drive, thankfully, that ended up being saved. So I want to shout out Perry, Joe, especially Kyle as well for coming over when he did, to kind of piece everything or dismantle everything really and check everything. So I'm very grateful for my friends and people that I'm close with that are knowledgeable on this stuff and are willing to help. And we're gonna try to Frankenstein a PC together as soon as possible. And I don't know how it's gonna get done or when. That's what we're gonna find out. Kyle's gonna come over tonight and test some more stuff, and then I will probably look at a case. And I can't use the case that I have because it's a smaller case from 2013, and obviously, a lot of the cases and boards are a lot more larger in scale or just different in size. So I'm going to have to try to get a computer up and running as soon as possible because, as you guys know, this is what I do for a living. This is my business, so I need to get up and running as soon as possible. There's a whole summer that I need to, put out content, and, this is just really shitty timing. But I'm grateful that, it could have been worse in terms of everything could have got fried. But in this situation, I have a couple, of things that might, get working with, the current stuff that I have. And then obviously, yes, my plan is to, I would just say, all right, I'm just going to go and do the big build now, but I still need to, I still need to work more, save more before I completely, build the next big PC. So unfortunately, I'm going to have an in-betweener, an in-between PC, between the old and new, I guess, because with something like this, it's more like, yes, I should, now I know. And I talked to Perry about this off camera or off stream, just about making, a backup or a build if something like this ever happens next time. And that's probably something that is going to happen no matter what. This PC will probably be, saved anyway or given to Callie or whatever, you know what I mean? So whatever I'm doing now with this next thing, I still want it to be, a good PC to get on, and I can at least still produce content throughout the summer and, hopefully do pretty good. And then we'll see what happens. But, the stuff that happens, that kind of, the more randomness of it is the kicker, because stuff like this always happens when you don't really want it to. So it's there's just a lot of other stuff that you got to deal with. So but it's not the end of the world, because I do, like I said, I have good friends and stuff like that, and so I'm grateful that I don't have to worry about this stuff alone. But my PC was 10 years old and still going strong, and there probably still wouldn't have been any problems with it as far as if it wasn't for a storm, for the lightning striking down. So now I will take what I can and apply it to the next thing, and it didn't break down. It was the lightning striking. So the power surge killed it from the lightning storm, so the PC was perfectly fine. Like I said, I've made the upgrades throughout the years for the PC to keep it going, obviously. So not everything was 10 years old in there, and the i7 3770 is still going strong up until the lightning strike took it down. Because I take care of my shit, you know what I mean? A lot of times people that say that about PCs, they don't take care of their shit, but I take care of my shit. And I took pride in that PC, and that was like a real big deal when that was, when that was like the next step. Building that 10 years ago was not only entering the realm of just a PC, but gaming on a PC and editing on a better PC. So yeah, um, it's basically like exactly they don't break down if you take care of it, Myers, and that's exactly what I did. I took care of it, and unfortunately, the weather gods, striked me down, strike the router down, striked my TV power brick down, and my dad's PS5. So my dad's PS5 is also dead and completely cooked. The power supply should actually be coming today. In fact, it actually might be here right now. I don't know, but the power supply is coming from Amazon, and again, Perry also looked into that as well. So I will be visiting Perry shortly, very shortly, for us to work on this PS5 so my dad can play games once again. Right now, he's using my PlayStation just to play, something new. So he's playing Uncharted 4, and because he doesn't have a save file on that for that game, so it's just something he can play for now. And but I know he wants his MLB, so we'll get that back. Obviously, yes, I know his saves are gone. He doesn't pay for Plus. He can't back up the stuff. But Perry's gonna help me out, and Kyle's helping me out, and Joe, and like I said, shout out to everybody. Um, you know, really appreciate everyone coming out to just at least try to help out and see what can be done. Um, Shout out to Brandon as well. I got his toolbox over here. We also kind of were starting to install the stuff the other night, and then um, Kyle came over, and we essentially tried to pretty much do the run around of testing, and the old power supply ended up turning on, so we knew that it wasn't really the power supply, but the power supply is 10 years old, so obviously might as well just get a new one for this in-between build that might end up coming from that. But like I said, I did talk to Perry off camera about like doing another little build that could be a backup, but that's probably when I at least come up with the money for the big build first, and then we'll kind of see what we can do from there. But yeah, so this does suck. It's definitely been a shitty couple of days, so make sure this is still, yeah, okay, stream's still, make sure the stream's still good. Yeah, it's definitely been a shitty past couple of days, especially because I think all of these things are plugged into surge protectors, like $100 surge protectors. I didn't pay $100 for them, but back when I worked at Best Buy, I got a lot of the Panamax power surge protectors back then, and if there's a power issue inside, then the surge protectors don't really do anything. So that is that's a big deal, actually. So we called the electric company to come out and to check the ground, because the first, I wanted to get stuff kind of squared away to see like what it is, what the problem could be, and they said it wasn't the ground, so it could be something inside. Well, it is something inside, but we don't really know what it is. So this is when the electrician needs to come in, or a electrician, and just to see what's going on inside, and to make sure the power is okay, because there's no reason why it should be happening multiple times within a month apart. Now, granted, we don't usually get lightning strikes this close to the house, but it's happening, and it's making it a problem. So there is going to be some rain and storms tomorrow and Sunday. All the stuff will be, in fact, unplugged from the wall completely. In those areas down here, upstairs, it will be figured out because I don't want a house fire to happen. I don't want anybody to get hurt. So it's fucked up. It really is. And I was going to do the Resident Evil 3 mods this week, Silent Hill 2 this week. So until I get this in-between build put together, however it happens, I obviously have to put the streams and stuff on hold, but hopefully it's not for long because I'm literally trying to get this like ready to go. Like within, you know, hopefully a week's time, I'd like to get back rolling. And thank you, Build the Mansion, for the 10 super chat. Thunders and Build the Mansion, thank you guys for being generous today. I really appreciate that. And yeah, this is we'll also do this too. Micro Center is in Yonkers, New York, baby, says Perry. Yeah. Yep. And I don't know, like, let me turn one of these. I don't know why this is not on when it should be. It's stupid Streamlabs. And it's funny because I have Streamlabs on here where I usually use OBS. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I use OBS. There we go. Sorry, I'm just making some updates in the chat. What's up, Carlos Cruz? Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with that. I know I know there's stuff in the chat too that I have to address, which I will. But yes, so I'm gonna worry about that stuff pretty much every single day until I get it figured out, because it's a shitty situation to not have your PC. But obviously my hard drive's fine, my data's fine. It's really just like the CPU and the motherboard that took the hit. One or both are fried. So yeah, I kind of, it's been a weird luck streak of, a bad luck streak the last couple months. Little things like this happening. But some shit's just out of your control, and it's shitty no matter where you're at because, you got to spend money and stuff like that. And hopefully with stuff like the PS5, that will save, my dad some significant change if that power supply is able to work. Let's help Ant get a small temporary PC build for this weekend, says Perry. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much. And if you really want to actually help too, because like I said, you guys are being awesome, and I appreciate that. There's also hold on one second. There we go. So I pinned a little message there too. Thank you, Perry, Build Mansion, and Thunders for being on the board this stream. Really appreciate that. And what I pinned right there in the chat, if you also want to help me out, is the Streamlabs link. Which, if you donate through Streamlabs, that's money that I see today, which is like super helpful because, as you guys know, YouTube only pays, once a month. So that's everything I make today is for next month, basically. So, but you don't really see it until later. So if you want to help out today or during the stream at all, there's that link there. It's always kind of there, but I don't, I know most people like the super chats, and that's fine. It doesn't matter which way you donate. It could be Patreon, it can be, on here, super chats, Streamlabs. You can donate 10 cents. I don't care. Just anything you guys watch or, watch and support. Even if you just watch time, subscribe, like it all helps at the end of the day. So thank you guys. Heard what happened. Are you see and the cats are right? Oh yeah. I mean, nothing happened to the house, thankfully, and everybody's okay. But it's up to obviously the getting the electrician out here to see what's going on, and it's on us to get someone out here. So if that happens again, something doesn't hit in the wrong spot, and God forbid there's something in the wall that catches on fire or an outlet or something like that, you know what I mean? So until then, we have to just take precaution. If keep a look out for the weather. This weekend's going to be stormy, like on and off, and you bet your ass all my shit's just going to be unplugged. You know what I mean? Like anything I want to watch, I'll just watch on my phone through my data. Like I don't care, because that would include the router. But yeah, because I'm just like not. Yeah, everything in one corner essentially can be unplugged through a surge protector being unplugged, and then same thing with down here. There's multiple of the same surge protectors. So, but yeah, thankfully everybody's all right, and but the plan is to make sure things like that don't happen where it's worse. So it's definitely been a random string of events. And yeah, it sucks to come back from vacation and you got to deal with this shit. I'm trying, Robert West. I appreciate that. Thank you for all the members in here. Thank you guys for doing that. Yeah, no, exactly, man. Yeah, I got to make sure. Thankfully, a lot of the stuff that I have down here, um, you know, it's on higher ground, so hopefully there's no issues with flooding. Flooding has actually just been the only reason why that happened once, and it was a little flood, was because one of the pipes ended up bursting years ago. But homeowners insurance covers that. But with this, it's like, who knows if they will even cover it, because they consider it an act of God. The lightning strike, that's not even like a joke. They actually are just like, yeah, we might not cover it. But I'm going to give them a call as well and see if there's something that can be done. Because at that point, what do you pay them for? But again, that's all money that you won't even see until like a year from now. But it's the point of, if you can file a claim or something, and I know the rates go up and everything like that. So it's just, everything's a scam. Everybody's out to get you, and they're out for your dollars. And you have to remember that when you're dealing with problems like this as well, that nobody's on your side when it comes to these companies. So you have to try your best to, your friends are on your side, your family's on your side, but when it comes to dealing with corporations and people that are doing it as a business, it gets a little weird. Yes, and Perry's right. Sony doesn't fix the power surge on the PS5 because they claim that it's an act of God, and that is true. They do not fix it, so that's why me and Perry are doing it DIY, or more so Perry, because he knows what he's doing. Thank you so much, Carlos, for the $19.99 super chat and still being a member. Longtime supporter and friend. Thank you so much. And thank you, Frank, as well, for the $10. And Carlos also tipped $10. Really appreciate that. Thank you, guys. All that helps today, so thank you. I'll probably honestly be able to order a case tonight if Kyle comes over and I can maybe look at cases, and because I need something You know, bro, ain't no insurance companies on your side. I'm getting my auto insurance raised for $70 for no reason. Yeah, liquor sandwich, you're right, man. It's all a game. It's a scam, you know. And thank you, Frank. Appreciate that. And thank you guys. Well, Marvin, I got hit by lightning. Essentially, a lightning strike hit, not my house, but very close by, and my PC's motherboard or CPU got affected by it. So I have no PC. I'm on a computer now, thanks to Callie, because of her laptop. So that's why everything here is guerrilla style. The camera is shitty, but it's actually working better now that I've restarted the stream. So I'll take that as some good luck. But yeah, so I'm just kind of here to let you guys know that I'm still alive. I don't want to not be making content. I wanted to return. I literally got the Nemesis mod running. Even Callie will tell you. Like, I got the whole thing running. I was ready to go, and this happened. And I finished a podcast, and this happened. I was literally going to upload a podcast today or tomorrow. So the hard drive survived, but the CPU and the motherboard did not. So I'm going to have to probably get Windows again and a case, and then maybe Frankenstein everything else together. But this is the shit you got to deal with when it's random. But I'm happy that I'm grateful for my friends and family, and of course you guys that are supporting, because I want to get back out and do stuff and create stuff, and like I'm trying to create stuff on this channel on a full-time schedule, or at least semi full-time when it comes to putting hours a week for live streams and make sure I'm putting out enough videos and stuff, but also on other channels, my film channel as well. And yeah, I was just trying to kind of make this summer a very productive summer, because obviously at the time a lot of people are away and they go on vacation, but I'm also kind of planning on just working through a lot of that crap. And July is pretty open for me to just start working on as much stuff as possible. So I should probably start, but I need this PC, this in-between build first. So we shall see. And Bill Dimension says, I will say this, usually when these things happen, try to distract your focus from the long-term goals. What does it say? Try to distract your focus from your long-term goals. This shall pass. Just another chapter in the story. Yeah, just another crash that happened upstairs. I don't know what the hell that was. Hopefully everything's okay. But yes, it's just another little piece of the story here. But again, it could be worse. Like, everything could have been shot. Obviously the most important things are shot in the PC to make them run. But I'm able to kind of work with some stuff again. Really big shout out to Kyle for helping and just being awesome and working with me here to try to figure something out. You done messed with the wrong son of a bitch, says Perry. Thank you, man, for the 10. Really appreciate that. I for some reason the tips on Streamlabs didn't come up on here. For some reason, I don't know why. Like, the super chats come up on the screen, but the Streamlabs ones don't. But I see them come in, so I'm gonna shout them out. Let me take a sip of the tea. Yeah, it is a temporary PC, Carlos, but I don't know if you caught that or not, but it's okay. I know a lot of people are confused because I literally said in like a recent stream that, like, hey, I'm also trying to build, save for another PC. So that big PC is still coming, but I'm gonna grab like a $40 to $60 case and rock with that. something that's a little bit big for what I need, but not, you know, just to get me through. This is going to be like a little stepping stone to the next chapter, so to speak, and because I don't want to. Yeah, I mean, when you're doing this for a living, you have to have a PC, so it needs to run, and I need to make money. Bills need to be paid. Money needs to be saved, and so that's why this is more of an urgent thing. Of course, you learn your lesson. So next time, I have a PC that I just have around, that I have in the closet, ready to go in case something like this ever happens again. Um, so that's kind of part of it as well. So kind of have to start somewhere. And again, it's shitty because I shouldn't have to do this so close to when I wanted to build the next one. But it is what it is. If I needed a little bit more time to figure it out, I need a little bit more time to figure it out. But for that build, but I got to just take it one step at a time. And yeah, yeah, exactly. Perry's like, get a Mac, no viruses, just nude iCloud theft. Yes, fucking hate Apple. Jeez. Yeah, no, fuck that. Yeah, we're PC builders all the way, and 10 years ago that changed. My outlook on a lot of stuff in terms of like how how to approach those things, how to make it work, and yeah, just trying to figure it all out. But yeah, so just buy the 3500 Apple goggles and you'll be fine. Yeah, that's all I need. I need to worship the Apple cult, and everything will be fixed. And I'll use Final Cut Pro till the end of my days. And Perry says you'll pay for saying that, Anthony. Steve Jobs. Yeah, I have to whisper about it, just like the Jim Ryan stuff. We have to whisper. They don't cover lightning strikes. You have to be careful. I can't believe people actually no viruses, but everything else. Shitty computers. Yeah, I know, and that's the best part is that like, yeah, it's like it's almost like with this PC, it's like I never got hit with any viruses. I always kept it in good shape, but a lightning strike is what did it. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's how it goes. And I think there is a power issue in here, so I'm gonna have to just try to figure that out. And sometimes it's better to just you know learn from these mistakes, or not even mistakes, but just these happenings, and just be like, all right, it's got a plan for next time. Yeah, man, it's gonna be really soon. Individual parts to set it up myself, Mr. Patriot. That's kind of the plan. This next PC isn't going to be the big dog, like the next thing that should last me the next 10 years, um, but it will be an in-between PC before the big build. So this next one is going to be Frankenstein. I should just call it Frankenstein, honestly. I didn't really have a name for this last build, but this one will probably just be called Frankenstein because um, yeah, it has to have a name to distinguish itself. So the Frankenstein era has begun, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm gonna take pieces from the old guard, mix them in with some updated pieces, and get a new case, and we'll scream, "It's alive!" When it's turning on for the first time. But yeah, so that's the plan for that. I mean, honestly, I don't want you guys to wait any later than I want to be on something by like next week, after the weekend. We'll see how it goes. Get a black case, spray paint it green, and call it Frankenstein. Honestly, I should. I really should. Maybe that's it. All joking aside, I'm shocked that this happened. Maybe I should do it here too. It's storm season in Florida. It's crazy, Mr. Patriot. I definitely unplug your computer if there's a storm. Caesar, what's up with the $30 super chat? Is glad to see you back, Anthony. You'll get through this, man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, I have a 1060 FE if you want it. Well, I have a 1060 Ti or 1060 GPU that I have rocking, and but I appreciate that. You know what I mean? I appreciate all you guys, helping me out or mentioning that you have stuff. But I as long as the graphics card is not done, I will continue to use what I have. But because the graphics card was fine for what I was doing, obviously, like it's not the newest thing. But I appreciate that, Carlos, and I appreciate that, Caesar, as well. Um, and because unfortunately, it's just going to be easier to physically have stuff here with what I have. And like over here, I literally have my case. It's pretty much dismantled with most of the stuff out of it. So Kyle can test some more stuff later tonight. Bring over his new stuff. There's some of the new stuff, and then I have to, thankfully, because you guys were very generous tonight and you guys tipped as well through Streamlabs, I can access that money now. So I can order a case literally tonight. And you guys will be updated as well on every step of the way, in terms of like how this is going and how it's working out, because you guys deserve to know. And obviously you guys are the reason why this thing keeps going, right? So what's up? It's VB. Here's $5, Anthony. Wish I could give more, but I'm poor and anything helps, I guess. Well, thank you, Alchemist. You didn't even have to do that, brother. But thank you for the $5 super chat from the Alchemist. I test it later on my end. What's that? Yeah, it's basically a, it's like a, it's basically gonna be a, piece together. Uh, will you play PC games prior to getting a new PC? Oh, you mean like before getting like a brand new one? Um, I mean, I think there's a lot of mods and stuff that I want to start playing. So I think I'll probably play a lot of stuff like that on PC, emulation, stuff like that. If you need it anyways, it's yours. Well, I appreciate that, Carlos. Thank you so much. It's VB for the 4.99 super chat. Don't throw out the old PC parts. No, no, no. I'm gonna keep everything. I'm gonna keep just a box full of stuff at this point. And yeah, just gonna keep that stuff at this point. Just kind of build an arsenal and know what I have. Kind of keep track of it. Old power supply still works. Really appreciate that. Let's see. There's an Alien Doom mod if you're interested in that. Yeah, I always wanted to get on those mods, man. Horror fan for life. What's up, brother? Paris says, "Do not delete. Do not delete." Are you on Facebook? Barely, to be honest with you. But Let's Talk Resident Evil does have a Facebook link down below. I probably should be more active on social media for at least the brands that I put content out for. So. Perry says, "Who the hell is behind you?" It's the ghost of Christmas past. Kicking it old school with the Blue Yeti. Yeah, honestly, this thing is fucking a relic, which is hilarious. But yeah, this is the one USB mic I still have because I just use a mixer. But my mixer isn't through USB. It has like an audio cable. So, yeah, so I had to figure something out for this stream. And I had to adjust this to where it sounded okay, and I don't even know if it does, but hopefully it sounds decent enough. I'm like holding it like I'm doing an interview, yeah, because I don't even have a stand for this thing. And if I did, you would just hear the fans of the computer. So if I hold it, at least it's not up against the table, you know. Not much horror fan. Obviously, the title kind of says it all. PC is broken. It kind of sucks. I'm kind of scrambling to get this next little build done as an in-between build for the next one. So that's a little TLDR. So streams have been postponed. I wanted this week to obviously go out a lot different with returning to live streaming from being on vacation. But hopefully next week I can get at least back up and running on something, on some kind of build. And we'll see how it goes. Honestly. Ugh, sorry for the yawn. It's been a long past couple of days, chat room. But I'll still be here for another hour or so on this stream. So if you guys want to chat it up, have questions, I am here to talk about it. I would discuss the UK trip and everything, which is a hell of a time, an amazing time, but I will save that for a better video and better quality. So I was there for a week, Pizza Face. What's up? Pizza Face and a member as well. Thank you for that. But yeah, I was there for a week and it was amazing. And I'll kind of go in details about it. But I was able to meet a lot of you guys, and it was a great time. With the upstairs, I mean, the problem is the main like router and stuff and the PS5 were both plugged in upstairs, and they both got killed in the storm as well. So, you know, it's pretty. The outlets are pretty close to the basement, like pretty close in proximity in terms of like how the house is kind of laid out. But the problem is, you know, it's like I don't know what is going on, you know, inside. Like I said, that's why I know the first thing I did was called the electric company, and they checked the outside stuff and the ground and to make sure that was fine, and it was fine. Do I play real-time strategy games? Not really. Not really. I don't mind them. I don't mind watching them. I just never really played a lot of them to become a fan, you know? Yeah, Aaron, everything's good. I mean, obviously my PC got fried in a storm, and a PS5 got fried, and a router, and a TV brick, and all this crap. But, and, you know, obviously the 2 different storms that we've had, but it's been pretty shitty luck over here in the past couple of days. Even James is upset. Look at him. Oh, James. He's looking at the camera. Yeah, he passed. No, he just. But yeah, the cats are okay. They know what's going on. They got scared when the lightning hit. They were like, boom, like ran. His Xbox didn't die in the surge. Yeah, no, it didn't. Um, but and thankfully my stuff didn't die either, considering my stuff was unplugged. So I just had a feeling, but I should have unplugged the all the power on these outlets right here, because that's what ended up killing the parts of the PC. So, but it's all good. It's what's done is done, and James wants to claim his spot. Um, but yeah, a big hug from Uncle Dwayne. Thanks, Dwayne Johnson. Appreciate that. It was awesome hanging out at the meetup, and yeah, hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, everything will hopefully be back to the scheduled programming next week. Hopefully, um, it's not all foobar pizza face to PC. I can kind of Frankenstein the bits together, but essentially, yeah, like the with the CPU or the motherboard being done, uh, I can piece everything else kind of around some parts that Kyle has that are a little bit more updated, um, and it might get the job done. Uh, we shall see. I feel like RTS is going to recommend Command and Conquer. I've always heard great things about that. Do you live in woods area of Jersey, like Arkley Mountains vibes? I got family in Jersey. Yeah, it's all woods. I mean, the best if you watch Friday the 13th, that's pretty much what it's like. Blairstown, where Friday the 13th was filmed, is about 2.5 hours away, but the area around here is very similar to that. I mean, I'm very close to the Pine Barrens. We're essentially in the middle of the Pine Barrens, really. But yeah, we're pretty close to the heart of the Pine Barrens, where the Jersey Devil, that lore, where that comes from. That comes from the Pine Barrens. So, yeah, in the middle of nowhere in South Jersey is how I like to describe it, because that's kind of what it's like. And yeah, definitely, Dwayne. I'll check my. I definitely haven't been on definitely haven't been on Discord because of this crap, but I will definitely check everything. But you could try. Let me try it real quick. That's fine. Yeah, it's all right. My PS5 is fine. All of my consoles are fine. It's my dad's PS5 that got hit, unfortunately. Um, Now, my PS5 could have been a second victim if my stand was plugged in. Who knows? I unplugged everything beforehand on the stand, but yeah, yep, just like in Sopranos, exactly. That's the thing too. Like I was like, I was trying to, you know, take precaution, and I ended up kind of getting screwed over anyway. I have Kular. Yes, I've experienced crazy activity for sure in different occasions. One of them was when a desk exploded behind me while I was playing Resident Evil 7. Now I know desks can just explode, but that was very weird as well. And there's other things, you know. We definitely have seen or heard stuff in this house. Been to Salem and stayed at Airbnb, and we heard stuff in the kitchen right next door at like 3 a.m. and that was pretty scary. Well, not really scary, but it was more just like, oh yeah, this is happening. So I've camped in the Pine Barrens actually, and I've seen some X-File shit, like UFO type shit. Um, yeah, so I've seen shit like that too, which is very odd. Uh, Heard this like random loud like plane that was flying so low to the ground. We thought it was a truck coming through like a pathway, and it was just this fucking. It just disappeared. Like it was literally gone. Um, yeah, when the desk exploded. Yep, I was doing Madhouse and I was trash talking Mia, and she heard me and she didn't like it. Um, must be cool. Me and my girlfriend live in the packed city of San Diego. I'll be visiting San Diego this summer, so I'll be checking it out for a couple of days. Um, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But San Diego, it'll be cool to check out. I do like LA because I like the history and stuff like that. I know LA's, you know, a shithole, as most people say. And it is, and it's not. But the history, it is and it isn't. It's like anywhere else, you know. I like the history, man. I visited Cielo Drive and a lot of the Doors stuff that my dad was into. Visited a lot of that stuff. You could submit that clip to one of these horror YouTube channels. Like, yeah, I know a lot of people do that, you know, but they'll probably just be like, nah, that dude's faking it. He's faking it. X Files theme starts playing. Yeah, I know. Very creepy. I thought LA was lit. Yeah, no, I actually thought LA was fun as hell. It was such a Wild West attitude, like anything goes. Like it was like it was like a cop chase was happening, helicopters were flying over the beach or whatever, it was Venice Beach. There was people skating and it was like nothing was going on. It was almost like a GTA like cop chase was happening. I mean, it wasn't that bad. They like caught the dude. I don't know if he stole something or he was doing something. And me and my dad and my mom were just walking, you know, down the strip or whatever. And it's kind of like a boardwalk, you know. It's like a strip of shops and different stuff. And it's just like you just see the cops run, and it's like, you know, GTA for a second, and then it's like, but nobody cared. It was almost like, yeah, this is just normal, you know. There was something very funny about that. Yeah, that's true, Jack. I mean, especially like I think it's very it's very it's very strange when you, especially when you see it with someone else, or you see it with your friend, or you see it with someone that you're with. Like when you both see something or witness something that you definitely know was there, and like you guys weren't, you guys weren't tripping over shit. Like sometimes there's no denying some crazy shit going on. Lived in SoCal from 2013 to 20. Nice. How similar it is to GTA 5? It is. It is very similar. Also, people drive like fucking maniacs. So there's also that. Like, if you're doing 85, that's not fast enough. You have to be doing like 95 on the 405. Because no cop will pull you over. They don't give a shit. They got so much shit they got to worry about. And they're not going to take down the speeders. So you just got to fucking charge your car as fast as possible across a 5-lane highway. And if you're doing 85, there's people on your ass. So, you know, I thought Jersey driving was pretty aggressive and fast, which it is, definitely. PA drivers are slow. That's like a known thing over here. Or at least when they come into Jersey, they're slow. They always drive slow in the left lane. I've seen it too many times. And I'm sure, you know, PA drivers can say the same thing about Jersey drivers. I'm sure there's shitty drivers everywhere. But, goddamn, if you're in Pennsylvania and you're driving in the left lane and you're doing 50, that's a problem. So, but yeah, what do I know, right? But at the same time, yeah, that's going to be going down later. I like to check that out in the summer. I'll let you guys know how that is, you know. Your desk exploding reminds me from Dust Till Dawn. Psychos don't explode when sunlight hits them. I don't give a fuck how crazy they are. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great movie. My favorite Wesker quote? Probably, oh man. Favorite Wesker quote? RE5 has so many good ones. I just love the RE1, like Pablo Coon's like, "Stop it! Don't open that door." You know, that's like that's one of the classics right there. The Whaley House, notorious haunted house in San Diego. Been on a few ghost tours. That's pretty cool, man. That's actually really cool. PA in Massachusetts is ACR. The weather being the same all year. Yeah, I mean, some people really like that, but I guess it's like I like seasons too, man. I agree. As much as I like the nice weather, I like 80 degrees, like perfect all day, not really any humidity at all. I mean, that's great. And it's great for a vacation. That's why it's like I wouldn't want to live there, but visiting there, I'm like, okay, I can deal with this for like a week and some change, but after that, I'll get annoyed. But I mean, to be honest, like if I had like a streamlined diet of just like Tex-Mex food or stuff that's like, you know, out there that's like really good. I mean, obviously, I have to go to Texas still and try the food over there because some people say no, the burritos are better in Texas or California. But when I had a burrito in California, I almost, cried. It was so good, and I've been thinking about that ever since. I think during that day I lost myself, and I don't think I ever quite found it. So, Callie's just cracking up. Jack says, "Sorry, Chris, I'm not used to escorting men." Yeah, that's Wesker. Another good Wesker line, I would say. Oh man, poor Barry. Um. Oh man, I'm trying to think. There's so many good ones. I like Five too because I just like how it's delivered. You know. I'm trying to think. The right to be a god is now mine. That's another good one. Yeah, horror fan. I'll let you know, man. I mean, I'll be there with my girlfriend Callie and my parents and stuff like that. But yeah, dude, if we are around in San Diego, I will let you know. My mom says I usually love clouds completely covering the sky and rain. Yeah, I mean it gets like that over here, especially a lot more often than. Let me see that. All right, as we speak, this is the. Well, I don't want to show my address on here. Oh, no, it's okay. It's on the other side. Okay, it's all right. So, let me open this, but not with the mic on. It's hard to tell, but the power supply is in. I was trying to show it on here, but power supply is in. It was like $85 or something like that. This will be returned if it doesn't work, but this will hopefully be the piece that saves my dad's PS5. It's in. Ah, there you are. That's a good one. Super Shrimp Burritos rules. Great, your umbrella condom showed up. Yes, they did. Right next to the crass condoms. Yeah, this looks like the power supply. There it is right there. Boom. That looks right. I mean, I don't know what I'm looking at, but it looks like what I bought, so that's a good thing. Vinegar syndrome order? Nah, man. Honestly, honest to God, it's been a long time since I've gotten any vinegar syndrome stuff. Um, I try to pick some of that stuff up at conventions and stuff, so I save money on the shipping. Uh, but I know Severin has a sale and all that stuff, but I haven't gotten any. I think the last. Now I gotta unscrew 60 screws. Great, says Perry. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be a fucking that's going to be a live stream that people definitely, if you guys, obviously haven't subscribed to Game Complainers, you should, because that's the podcast I'm on every Wednesday with Perry and Frank. And, Perry always does live streams on that channel. And, of course, when there's builds or hacking a machine, or in this case, fixing a machine, this will be Perry's first time ever opening up a new console because he hasn't opened up a PS5 yet, a Series X, or an S. There hasn't been a reason to, but unfortunately, the lightning made this thing be an issue. So check out that stream. I don't know when it's going to be. I will let you guys know, and I'll post it on the tab, and Perry will let you know as well once we talk and get a day figured out. Probably sometime soon. Episode 500 is also coming in 2 weeks as well, so I will be in person for that. So I will be going up there a couple times in the next month, which is fine because it's really not that far, and thankfully it's always nice to hang out and just kind of like chill for a little bit, especially when you got shit going on like this that's really annoying and makes you want to fucking throw a fucking shoe through a window. But here we are, episode 500, doing it for 10 years. We recently celebrated our 10-year anniversary, which also check out that show. That was a fun show that we did in person. And so it's crazy. So, and 10 years ago is when we built the PC that I'm talking about that got struck by lightning. So, it's been a crazy, wild ride of 10 years of just Game Complainers, working on the PC, all the content I was able to make because of this PC that, that's now on the other that. But it will be Frankenstein into the next case, the next build, the next whatever. And that ends up, that will be kind of like the next little stepping stone between the next build, Recover the shoe. Yeah, episode 500 is nuts, man. It's going to be a really fun show. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it, and it's always a hell of a time. I always like doing in-person shows. I wish we could do it more, Obviously, it's like I'm a little bit further away than these guys, but it's fun when we get a chance to do shit like that. So any opportunity like that. And we also were there for the shop anniversary too, so it's always fun on these occasions. And yeah, so this is going to be, hopefully the last stream that kind of looks like this or sounds like this or whatever. Because like I said, the next time I see you guys, I want to be on a nice little build. Holy shit. Ex-Cathedra, what the fuck, man? Frank says he wants to see 500 cookies for the 500th. It's got to be the Edmonds Ex-Cathedra with the $100. Super chat says, hope this helps, Ant. Let's turn a challenge into an opportunity. This is it. This is the next step. I wanted to do it by the end of the summer, and we got to smash that goal. Ex-Cathedra, thank you so much. Really appreciate that, man. And thanks for being a member and a long-time supporter. You guys are being really cool. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, Ex-Cathedra, thank you guys so much for all donating. And X with the $100 banger, unbelievable. Very grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. It's been just a weird couple of weeks, couple of months, give or take. But man, we're gonna fucking turn this shit around. like you said, turn it into an opportunity, right? And that's what we're going to do. Chris, this way. Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure. Jill, no. You don't want to go back out there. I guess it's time for show and tell. It's magnificent. Jill and Barry together in hell. So many good ones. Feeling generous. No bragging, but I just became debt free. It's nice to be able to help out. If you have the ability to make a difference, do it. Well, thanks, man. And that's really good news, man. That's really good to hear, and I appreciate you just, even if you just become a member for another month, you know what I mean? That's enough support. You don't have to double stack, but I really appreciate that, and you know, I promise that everything that you guys give me and that goes back into the channel, that keeps me going, that keeps me afloat literally as well. All that will just be amplified in terms of the content, in terms of what I can do. Even with this in-between build, I will be able to probably do some more stuff and keep it going. And I don't want to be out of commission for the summer, you know what I mean, and not be able to generate revenue and continue to push with different video ideas and content I want to do on this channel, on the film channel, on a potential third channel, you know, that I was talking about. All stuff I want to be working on this summer. So the more I can work on a PC, the more content I can do. And, you know, the mods are fun, man, because they give me an outlet to do something that hasn't been shown before on this channel anyway. You know, obviously I know multiple channels have done mods before, certain mods that have been out, stuff like that. But, I want to do it on my channel because I haven't, you know, done certain mods on my channel yet, and it gives me something to do when there's a lull in Resident Evil, you know, when there's nothing new coming out. Obviously, Infinite Darkness comes out like right around the corner in a couple weeks, so I obviously need a PC to cover that as well. But other than that, there's not any other Resident Evil games coming out, so there's other things that I want to do. There's the Callisto Protocol DLC that I would love to stream. There's the Alone in the Dark demo prologue that I would like to stream. There's, you know, a bunch of stuff that I want to stream this summer that's also kind of around the summer of RE. And summer of RE is just, you know, my summer block of Resident Evil content, and the mods are kind of included in that. The coverage of Death Island is included in that. So it's, you know, but there will also be other survival horror games streamed this summer as well, just to kind of keep that content going. So really appreciate that. Jack says, a silver lining is that at least none of this happened to you when you were doing separate ways coverage or something big. It happened in a quiet time in the gaming. Honestly, Jack, you're right. Like this, if this happened in February, if this happened in March, I would have been scrambling. I would have been, you know, it probably would still be it probably still would have been done in a urgent way in terms of trying to get this like next thing done. But you're right, it would have affected the flow when I was, you know, covering every bit of news and trying to do videos on the breaks and stuff like that, which is fun to do. I enjoy doing that, but like you said, it's a very rapid pace, and something like that happening during that time, it would have been worse. So now it's more of a quiet time. So you're right, but yeah, in terms of me trying to keep the consistency and keep the content rolling, I got to make sure I'm up and running really soon. So yeah, but you're right. Horror fan, he says, has been playing RE1 Remake again. Such a great game. Gives me joy unlike any RE since, unfortunately. Still love all the RE games, but Remake is poetic. Lightning in a bottle. I mean, I definitely agree. I mean, I think Remake is just incredible, and it's perfect in every way. And I think hardcore fans and many people in this chat appreciate that game and love that game for what it is. You know, but I think that will also be a game that a lot of people will still continue to like as the years go on, hopefully. And hopefully they're exposed to it in a good way, you know, and everyone can play it now. So that's awesome mindset. I respect that a lot. Oh, that's for X Cathedra. Hell yeah, X, for sure. RE2 first-person fan game will most likely be out early 2024. Yeah, and hopefully I will be able to tackle something like that in 2024 without any problems with my PC, or, you know, without any issues with it being able to run, or because my PC wasn't even really giving me issues before it died. It just, I knew that like if I wanted to play RE2 remake mod or something while streaming, it would have probably had some unless I were to upgrade the graphics card or do something else to it. But it was still fine with rendering. It was still fine with doing everything I was doing with live streams. The only problems I ever really had when it came to live streams was the internet being a problem, because over here the internet does sometimes dip when there is a storm or when there was problems in the past, but it was never like my PC that gave me streaming issues, other than like, obviously, like I said, like being able to play a game and then record and then stream at the same time, all from the PC. I was able to do that with something like Resident Evil 4 Randomizer, Resident Evil 4 Ultimate HD. I've done Operation Raccoon City on the PC. I've done Outbreak 2 streams on the PC. I've done a bunch of stuff on the PC that are playing from that, but it will be a lot more smoother as the next build comes along, I think when they remake 1 again, says Jack, they can capture it again. It will be superb, especially when you consider how good 4 Remake was. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to them remaking, Resident Evil 1 again. I don't know if it will dethrone Remake 2002, but I still would love to see it in, over the shoulder, third person, maybe first person as well. Spencer Mansion, RE Engine, all that stuff. RE2 in the style of RE7, I'm there day one. Well, yeah, I was going to say, a lot of the first person mods are just there for the fans that want to experience it that way. And that's the one thing I think is really cool about the fans, is because, it gives players a choice. If you don't give a shit about RE2 Remake in first person, you don't have to worry about it. And you don't have to download it, because chances are, if you're into the mods and into PC, you'll already have one and you're ready to, just download that update. But for this is more like, I like seeing stuff like that. Like, I want to check out the Resident Evil Survivor fixed camera mod, which, I found out about when I was away in the UK. And I would really like to check that out, you know what I mean? I also have a collection update that will also be coming out as well. First one in a little while, but, shout out to Nuji for that. And again, I want to talk about all the amazing experiences and things I'm thankful and grateful for from that UK trip in a separate video, in a separate time, separate podcast. But I promise I'm going to try to get all this stuff, rock and rolling as quick as possible. Horror Fan picked up a bunch of indie horror games on Xbox. $5 sale. For $5 on the Xbox sale. Hope they are good, but hey, I love all things horror. Yeah, I mean, that's the time to buy those kind of indie horror games, is when they're on sale. Don't pay a full price for them unless you really, back that developer and they're going to make something good. That's really cool, Fan content has been evolving lately. Yeah, man. And, honestly, it's all content that is untapped material for my channel here. So I want to make you guys happy, and I think Summer of RE will be a summer of mods, summer of fun, just kind of seeing some new shit, some funny stuff. I want to kind of switch it up this summer of RE. And I was scheduled to do the Nemesis stream on Wednesday, Thursday, and now I'm here on Friday, and obviously that didn't really work out. But it's all good. I still have the files. I know how to get it running. So that's really the main thing. Thank you, Wednesdays, for subscribing as well. They subscribed 30 minutes ago. I didn't see it here, but thank you for that. Fan films, fan games are starting to get to feel official. Yeah, I mean, I think the love shines through, More interested in what they did with 5, says Jack, since we could pretty much guarantee that that's the next one. Definitely, Jack. And 6 as well. Got no idea when they will remake 6. Well, that's the thing. I think 6 will be a little reworked, but I think if we start with 5 and kind of take it from there, we don't overstep or overthink it. But, yeah, I think it's safe to say 5 is next. The Brawny wants 0 to be remade, most because of all the problems people have with it. Yeah, I mean, I think 0 should be considered big time, if they're remaking the first one, or even if they make it a separate scenario within remake, I know people will be like, well, it deserves its own game. Yeah, I get it, but I don't know if they're going to remake all of those individually. I think if they're going to choose between 0 and 1, they would be like, let's just do 1, Those are some good ones, Bomb. Steve's Factors, I can't wait for Separate Ways. Yeah, I mean, it didn't get announced, but all of us fans are waiting patiently for Separate Ways. Would you ever stream some indie, cheaper horror games? I don't see why not, unless it really like didn't pique my interest. I'm pretty picky with indie games, to be honest. But it's not like I would ever be opposed to streaming it. I mean, it's horror. It's in the same realm. It could fit on the channel, you know, but it has to be something that's more in the style that I like. Because there's a lot of styles that I just don't like. Even though it is horror, I prefer stuff a certain way. So I'd have to look at it and see. But never say never with stuff like that. You know, like I said, I can't wait to do Silent Hill 2, you know. I want to start that as soon as I can, you know. Once I get this computer situated, Silent Hill 2 is up next. So this summer, you're going to start seeing some more horror stuff pop up on the channel that isn't Resident Evil. So if you are a fan of Silent Hill, if you're a fan of Alone in the Dark, if you're a fan of Silent Hill 3, no, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it looks like I'm going to be doing a lot more Silent Hill as the 2 remake lingers around the corner. And still doesn't have a date yet, but we'll see. I know Alan Wake 2 is also coming around the corner. Oh, Leon just says the release date is September 29th. That's the leaked release date. Well, we'll see. We'll see, Leon. I want it to come out this year, too, as much as the next guy. There's a lot of horror coming out. And so all the horror fans are going to be pretty busy. Wait, have you played Silent Hill 2? Absolutely. I played it and beat it once, and that was it. And so this will be my second time playing Silent Hill 2. And, you know, it's been a few years since I played it. So it will kind of be like playing it for the first time. But it will be my second time. I don't remember everything that happened. And obviously there's multiple endings. So I am looking forward to playing Silent Hill 2. Never beaten 3 or anything past that. So it'll be very fun. Zero's my third favorite RE games as a horror fan. Diablo 4 Game of the Year. Honestly, I've heard Diablo 4 was a great addition to the Diablo stuff, and that's coming from friends that have been playing it for years. So the voice actor said today on Twitter by accident Silent Hill 2 remake was early next year. Okay, I could see that. Maybe first quarter of 24. So you play Silent Hill 2 remake when it launches. That's got potential to be amazing. Yeah, Jack, that's the plan, man. I plan on streaming Silent Hill 2 remake day 1, Alan Wake 2 day 1. I did the same thing with Callisto, did the same thing with Dead Space, so I will continue to do so on this channel because it fits the theme, fits the realm of fans that play it all. They play Resident Evil, they play Silent Hill, you know. So Cold Fear was the other game that was a runner-up, so that's also something that could be basically, you know, YouTube members and Patreon supporters get to vote on a lot of those next live streams, and Silent Hill 2 is the one that got the overwhelming win, which makes sense because it's hype right now. I'm back, been playing Callisto all weekend. I'm 2 chapters away from the plat. Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I did get the plat, so to speak. I got the 1,000 gamer score, but they have all the added DLC stuff that I have to do, and I want to stream that. Like, I like to stream that. I don't know if people are gonna watch it because a lot of people might be disinterested in Callisto at that point. But yeah, we got quite a bit of stuff to hold us over until the next RE game. Yes, or RE announcement. You know, they can always announce something at another Sony event or another Capcom event. Exoprimal is also coming out, which I actually put in a request for a review request, if I can talk today. I put in a request for that, so I don't know if they're going to pick me, but I'm going to review it or talk about it or something. Would you guys want to see me live stream that fucking game on here? Come on. You tell me right now, you bastards. Exoprimal, yes or no? I will be playing it. I just don't know if it's going to be something people would want to see on the channel. It's Dino Crisis, so it kind of makes sense. But it's not Dino Crisis. But we can just call it Regina. So many great games this year, but of course, R4 Remake's my game of the year. Aaron says, I would. Don't worry. I like it overall. Yeah, I mean, it's it's a very good different style of horror that I like, you know. Um, and now I think it's starting to become more worth the price as it lowers, you know. But I understand it's not for everybody, you know. Perry says yes for some exoprimal goodness. Unless we see Revelations 3, new Nintendo console launch in early 2024, rumor is true, I'm not expecting an RE9 or Dino Crisis announcement until summer 24. Yeah, I mean, RE9 can happen anytime this year, I feel like, because I know they're developing it. But Dino Crisis is another one that's like, you know, just I really hope happens one of these days because they have all the assets. As far as another Revelations 3 or a spin-off game, I don't know. I really wish that they brought back more Resident Evil spin-offs because we've been getting remake mainline, that's cool, but like I do miss the spin-offs, you know, to be honest with you. And I know there was the rumored Nintendo Resident Evil title that never ended up coming out when a bunch of that stuff got leaked from their files or whatever, but it never happened. But it's never too late. I think once Nintendo gets a better machine next year, but we'll see. Um, yeah, like a reunion for RE9. Yeah, I agree, horror fan. I mean, I think it needs to really bring back that reunion feel after we've gotten something so different, you know? They really did get people good with the redhead in the trailer. That's what I'm saying. How are you going to have a game with dinosaurs and you have a redhead and you're going to tell me that you didn't know that people were going to confuse that with Regina, the only redheaded character that they've had in a survival horror game? Come on. Come on. Or, you know, like a Capcom survival horror game. I know there's been other redheads around, but come on. It's like they knew what they were doing. But I sent in a review request, and I don't know when they're going to start sending them out or if I will even get one. But and I know it's on Game Pass and stuff, but if I can get it early, I like to check it out. You know what I mean? I feel like Death Island is going to lead into RE9. Yeah. Yeah, that could definitely happen. What's up, Andy? Biohazard Declassified. What's up, brother? It was such a great time hanging out with you, my man, and, you know, throwing back some drinks, doing the Dice Lock Challenge with Nuji and Izzy. That was, like, seriously one of the best live streams I've ever been a part of in terms of just how much fun and just how awesome it was. So, unfortunately, I got hit with some pretty crappy news, as you can tell from the title of this video, shortly after I came back, and we had a few storms over here, and the rest is history. But thanks for coming in here and supporting. I don't think Billy's ever going to be used again, Sick Ninja. I'm sorry. It's wishful thinking. It's good to see Andy in here, though. Matthew Kilburn, what's going on? And, yeah, like I said, I did really have a great time in the UK. It was fantastic. And I will kind of go more in detail in a more better produced, better equipment video where I can actually produce it a little bit better and make it a podcast episode, because doing this with the old Yeti and the camera, I'd rather, you know, have my stuff in order before I make an episode talking about my trip, which is fantastic. But yeah, this is more of a dreadful, hey, I have some bad news kind of live stream hangout. But it's been great because you guys have been supporting. Long story short, Andy, and I'll recite it because I love you, brother. But yeah, no, a storm happened, lightning struck, and it blew out my CPU or motherboard. My hard drive's fine, graphics card's fine, but now I have to Frankenstein a new computer while I was trying to, you know, save up for a big dog computer, a big boy. So basically now I have to have an in-between PC so I can continue to work on content and make money for myself so I don't die. Or never make content ever again. So Callie is letting me use her laptop for this live stream, but I'm currently don't have a PC, and you live and you learn, my friend. And you can't win them all, just most of them. So got to do what I can do. Let's see, wishful thinking, a prequel based in the 60s would be awesome. Yeah, and it's funny because I think back on episode 3 of the podcast, or I think it was episode 3 that Perry was on. that was one of the topics that got brought up. It was like doing an RE back in the 60s, and that episode is like 10 years old of the podcast. So yeah, kind of funny. What character would I like to see return? Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing like Moira return. You know, maybe with Claire, or maybe something with a Revelations or a spinoff game. Um, she was a little annoying, but I feel like now if she's a little bit older, she'll probably be less annoying. But I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, like little spin-off characters, because you said side characters, so I'm like, okay, Mora's more of a side character. I'm trying to think of other side characters. I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head that I would want to see really come back, but I know it kind of becomes more of a challenge, because then it's like, okay, you know, which characters are they gonna bring up and then kind of forget about and then never talk about again, because that happens all the time. Leon wants to see Jake return. That's a hot take. Yeah, I mean, I would only say I would want to see Jake return if they actually did him well the first time, but they kind of did him dirty. Sherry Birkin and more spinoffs as Thunder's Productions. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Sherry come back. Holy shit, Andy, man, with the 20 pounds. I'm so sorry to hear, man. Hope it turns around. It was a pleasure hanging with you. Always around if you need anything. Well, thank you, Andy. I really appreciate that, man. And it was so much fun. Seriously, like hanging out. That was such a blast. And like that was, even though we lost that dice lock, it still felt like a win just because I was with you guys and like having a great time. So, but I really appreciate that. Thank you, Andy, for the 20 pounds. And thanks for the support, man. And obviously, you know, and it looks like we have to do that the outbreak file too, sometime this year, probably later in the year, from what Nuji was saying. But yeah, that was our thing. We lost the challenge, and so our thing, if we lost the dice lock, was to eventually stream RE Outbreak on the Resident Evil Challenger channel at some point. So that will happen. That's what you guys get for beating our asses in the dice lock challenge. But yes, yeah, and, between Andy on the board and X with the $100 donations and everybody else that's been donating, I'll shout out all the donations by the end. And really appreciate that, guys. And like I said, this is all kind of a part of the next chapter, so to speak. And you know, I didn't want to have to, you know, kind of see everything kind of happen like this randomly, because this kind of shit happens when you least expect it. Like I've been saying, but it's really true, man. It's like random shit happens. So we shall see what happens with the stuff. But I mean, like I said, the summer of RE will continue. Hopefully by next week, once I get this next little build ready, and I can continue to do. I wanted to do the Nemesis, playing as Nemesis Resident Evil 3 mod, so that's still going to happen. There's a normal and a ranged mode, so I'm going to do both. And Silent Hill 2 will be happening. So that's going to be like the next streaming lineup. Like what to expect on LTRE streaming-wise. Well, there's going to be more Hangout streams like this, of course, once I get it done. There's going to be a podcast with me and Sean from Carrier, a Raccoon City story. The man with the plan behind that whole project. And that was an awesome conversation. And that was actually the last thing I did on the computer before it got zapped. But thankfully the hard drive is fine, and I didn't lose any of that stuff, thankfully. Thank God. You're a grafter. You'll make it happen. You always do. Thanks. I appreciate that, Andy. Really appreciate that, man. And yeah, just have to roll with the punches and make it work. And Quinn wants to see Ark Thompson return. He says it's the best RE character ever created. Well, I can sense the sarcasm in there, but I I would not want to see Ark Thompson come back. What is this here? What is this here? Rumor: the actor who plays James Sutherland in Silent Hill 2 remake potentially leaked the release date. Okay, when's Silent Hill 2 coming? It's from a chat. Someone messaged him on Twitter. Luke Roberts. Someone messaged him on Twitter, and he says early next year, I believe. ... Oh shit. So he's letting the cat out of the bag. That's so funny. That's so funny. Like, it's like they're trying to keep things under wraps, and then you just got this dude who's just like, yeah, no, it's coming out. Yeah, no, but seriously, Callie's right. Definitely feeling so much love in this stream, and thank you guys for kind of turning around my day, or my week, really, because it's been definitely a shitty week. It's like right after you come back from vacation, and boom, random shit happens. But it's all good. We make it work. And not everything is completely zapped from the PC, and the hard drive's fine. So like I said, it could be completely worse. The voice actor from Venom did the same with the Spider-Man 2. Oh, did he really? That's so funny. I believe that, though. Because some people are just like, they just can't wait. I didn't mean to zoom. Okay. So it's just so much weirder being on a laptop than a desktop for this. It's like very jarring to me. What else was I going to say? I'm just trying to think of like updates, just kind of keep rambling on a little bit. We are mostly names in the chat, says Jack. I'll support you in the channel, man. You give up a lot to provide the content you do for us. Well, I appreciate that, man. Well, I mean, it's stuff that I love to do, and it is a lot of time and blood, sweat, and tears and all that crap, of like, the trials of going through YouTube and dealing with the crap you got to deal with, but it's fun. I wouldn't do it if I lost my smile, you wouldn't see me, and I think it's definitely easy to get, jaded and be like, what's the point, when stuff like this happens. You just want to be like, why is this happening, and why is it happening now, and should I just give up, But I never really have those thoughts, and then even in times like this where it is detrimental to literally stopping the business, stopping the channel because of a fucking storm, you can think a lot of shitty things, you know what I mean, immediately. But I appreciate something like this stream that kind of brings me back to, okay, I can work this out, and obviously my friends being there for me when, I need them, when I can like text them and say, hey, what's going on with this? Can we figure this out with this build? Or if, have someone come over to look at it for me. Like, I'm really grateful, like I said, so it definitely could be a lot worse, and I could be a lot more stranded in this situation, but we'll make it work, and thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that. Kay, thanks for being a member as well, showing off the emojis. But yeah, it will get sorted out. See it, say it, sorted, right, Callie? Sorted. Mind the gap. But yeah, so Steam Gamer coming in hot with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Steam Gamer, longtime supporter. It drives him crazy. Thank you, Steam Gamer. Leon says we should get an RE anime. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to something like that. But they would have to make it over the top as fuck, because that's what the if the CGI animated ones are already over the top, the anime would be crazy. But I wouldn't be opposed to a one-off series of something, but who knows. The tube hype. Yes, exactly. Tube hype it up. Hype up the tube stations. Yeah, it was definitely a great time in the UK. It was such a great experience, and my plan is to put out the podcast with Sean, and then I will do kind of like a UK trip roundup podcast, probably about an hour long or so, going through all that stuff. So yeah, once I get that all good, thankfully stuff like my mixer and my mics, all that stuff is good. None of that stuff was plugged in. I always unplug my mixer anyway, so thankfully all my other equipment is safe and sound and fine. Super gory like Castlevania. Yeah, I heard the Castlevania one was awesome. I've seen a couple episodes actually that my friends have showed me of that, and and I do like Castlevania from what I played. Played a couple games here and there, but that anime was really cool. And Downfall, Dead Space Downfall, that was a great anime that kind of served as a prequel to the first game, and is still pretty relevant because they didn't really change too much that I think would affect Downfall with the remake, but I'm not sure if there's other things that I missed in that in the remake, because I know they did change little things here and there. Um, but yeah, kind of getting a lot of good survival horror stuff this year, and thank you again, Steam Gamer, Andy, and X for being the last 3 on the board for the donations. Really appreciate that. And I'll be on here for a little bit longer, so if anybody wants to chat it up, if you have any questions about content or just anything RE, survival horror related, you can shoot your shot, and the chat doesn't look like it's too crazy, so I will be able to get to the comments here. It's not too... we got 31 people in here still, so I appreciate that. I know it's a little bit earlier for me to start streaming, but I wanted to give myself some more time tonight to take a look at the PC stuff. And if my buddy Kyle is still going to be coming over here in a little bit, so I want to make sure that's all good. Sorry, just check on my phone real quick. Yeah, I'm excited for Death Island. Yeah, I think it is kind of a bummer that it's not over here on the big screen. But I think that I might do a Discord watch party for Death Island, because I think that'd be really cool to watch it with you guys, and then obviously review it. I can't live stream it when I do the session, but if you are in the LTRE Discord, if you're not, you should be, because what are you doing? It's like the best way to chat with either myself or the community on the daily. Obviously, you guys should know what Discord is at this point if you're not in there. But join the server. There's a bunch of channels. There's a bunch of channels even for just general games as well. Shout out to John Lemley for making those channels and stuff as well. But yeah, there's a lot of different things that people like to chat about and stuff, and that's a great spot for it. Different Resident Evils, different formats of Resident Evil, and all fans alike. And for something like that, I would probably just make an event, do an event, and see how many people can join, and then make it work. So, it says you got to verify a phone number to talk to, but I don't have a service right now. So, yeah, so there is a phone number verification that is in place to join the Discord, but that's just to weed out any bots and stuff like that. So I am sorry that is a required thing for the Discord. I apologize for that, but it does weed out bots and spam. So, Thunders, goddamn, man. Following Steam Gamers 20 with another 20 Canadian. Says less than 1 month till Death Island. I can't wait. Yes, thank you, Thunders. Appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Really, really appreciate that. I'm so excited to check it out, and can't be worse than most live action stuff. Oh no, yeah, I'm looking forward to Death Island. I think the animated CGI stuff is always a fun time, even though obviously some are better than others, and they are more action-packed, which is very obvious from the trailer. But the fact that it's the first time we're seeing modern-day Jill post-RE5 is a big deal for me. And while I wanted to see that on the big screen, it didn't really work out on the big screen. But hopefully the movie itself, and like Perry said, it could lead to the next RE of something they do, but we'll see. Let me see here. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to do some watch party or a watch party in there, um, and then I'll be able to kind of make it like an event, in many ways. Because I was like, okay, if I can't, can't do a meetup to watch it, can't do, uh, can't do a, I don't know, like I was thinking of doing like a, some kind of like event to see it in a theater, because there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with Cinemark, but again, didn't really work out. Um, so I was like, fuck it. If they're not going to put it in theaters over here, and it's only in Japan in theaters, which is the case. Sorry, I'm just making sure this Discord feed's working. But yeah. So I'll even double check, Cinemark too. It's funny because they just kind of said like, oh yeah, like it's just coming out on digital and Blu-ray, but then a lot of us, haven't seen the only movie that was in theaters for the CGI was Vendetta. That was it. So it's funny that like Vendetta was the one that got a theatrical, and even then it was limited, right? But why that one? And then you have this one, which is like a lot more epic. And I don't know. When would the next big conference be? Tokyo Game Show or Gamescom? I think it's Tokyo Game Show. I don't think there's anything else going on this summer, Aaron. Okay, so Leon's saying there's not really anything big at Tokyo Game Show. Maybe Gamescom. Well, I don't know. I mean, there was that one year that I think RE6 was announced at Tokyo Game Show. So that did happen before, but I don't know, or it might have been like a trailer was shown, but or it was like that first initial teaser trailer, when it was like, the one that was trying to get everyone hyped. But you never know. It could be either one, maybe. And keep in mind, guys, like Capcom can literally just be like, "Hey guys, we're having an event in September or something, like just a pop-up event." Like sometimes they literally just announce those events like a couple weeks apart from it being shown, and then that can be the next show, showcase for the next Resident Evil, or not like a Resident Evil showcase, or they could say, hey, it is a Resident Evil showcase, you're gonna see Resident Evil. So they can do both now, so I think that's pretty cool. What's up, Danny? Hanging in there, man. PC died in a storm, but a lot of you guys are showing some love this stream, and I'm hopefully going to get everything and content back up and running shortly. And here we are with this live stream in the meantime. So can't wait for the MK1's stress test. Yes, that is coming around the corner. Yeah, I am excited for a new MK. I mean, I don't really stay up to date with a lot of fighting games, but MK and DOA and like Street Fighter, those are ones that I will always like try to play if they have new, or Tekken if they have new stuff coming out. Yeah, I mean, I want to see more stuff announced. Obviously, it's more when there is a lull period for RE. At least there's a bunch of other mods and other survival horror games that I can play and stay busy with. So it's still a good time to dabble more into stuff that I haven't played, and then obviously play mods that I also haven't played. So it's kind of like playing the game for the first time, or playing it in a cool perspective, So yeah, RE3 Nemesis stream, Silent Hill 2 stream, that's all coming up shortly, and hell yeah, we're gonna be What do you want to see in RE9 as far as characters, atmosphere, visuals, camera perspective, etc.? Well, I would say for something like that, I would like to see Jill, Chris, Barry, Rebecca. Like I would like to see kind of like what they're doing in Death Island, a similar game like that where it kind of makes a reunion of sorts, but also to have a third-person perspective. Over the shoulder, whatever you want to call it. And I would like to see, maybe another mansion again. Show me some zombies. Show me some, classic BOWs. Really try to bring it back to form, I think. Same September 29th. Probably isn't the release date for Silent Hill 2. MK1. Silent 2 would have made September a huge month. Yeah, I mean, if it's early next year, I think that would make sense. It gives the rest of the horror stuff breathing room in this fall anyway. So if that wants to come out first thing in 2024, come out swinging with a heavy hitter, I will be there, you know. So I will be there to stream it. New Layers of Fear game looks good. I didn't see that yet, man. I didn't see New Layers of Fear. Okay, Alright, so let me shout out all of the super chats here, and then I'll go in the Streamlabs and I will look at that as well. Alright, so we have Thunders Productions with the 50 Canadian. Appreciate that, buddy. Build the Mansion with the 10. Perry with the 10. Carlos Cruz with the 19.99 super chat. We got Caesar with the $30 super chat. We got Alchemist with the $5 super chat. VB with the 5. X with the 100. The big dog, 100. Andy with the 20 pounds. Steam Gamer with the 20 super chat. And Thunders Productions with the other 20 Canadian. Oh, that's awesome, Perry. The controller showed up. The white 360 controller. That's awesome. It's so killer. And let me shout out everybody that donated through Streamlabs. I appreciate that as well. Like I said, that's stuff that will help me today. Let me try to pull all these up here. Perry with the 10 on the Streamlabs. Frank with the 10 on the Streamlabs. Carlos with the 10 on Streamlabs. And, oh shit, I didn't even fucking see this. Yeah, this was 2 hours ago. I didn't fucking see it. This, you know what this was on? It was probably when I was streaming the other stream, but it didn't. I mean, it wouldn't have showed up on here anyway because it was on here, but holy fuck. Jesus Christ. We have John Lemley with the $500. And I feel bad because I didn't even see this when it came in. But holy shit. You guys are snapping. You guys are just sending the love right now. That's wild. Fuck, man. So we got John Lemley and Ex Cathedra. You can come here and build the mid PC now. You are ready. Well, it's Purple Herb says, "Bro, no, I'm here. Purple Herb's here. To send it off." No. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Shout out to John Lemley, man. That's wild. And shout out to X, the top 2 big dogs, the top donators this stream. Thanks to everybody that I just shouted out that donated. Oh, man. You legit can't. Well, that's true. I mean, that's true. I could just do something with that, but I don't know. Lemley coming in hot. John saved the weekend. Well, yeah, I mean, I have something to work with. I mean, obviously, there's the parts that Kyle's going to bring over today that we can look at. But then now I have this as well as a backup. So I have some shit to think about now. But it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad problem to have. I just have more options now. You can build the backup computer now, says Perry. That's true. Well, I'm blown away, you know. And I'm happy you guys got my back, you know. Jesus. Well, the plan now, Purple Herb, is you already have the new power supply. Your drives you can keep. You just need a new RAM, CPU, and board. That's true. And Kyle has two of those things, but I know they're a little bit, obviously older, but, I know the idea would be to build something that is also newer if it's a mini backup PC, so I get that as well. But I have options, Because then there's part of me where I'm like, shit, maybe I should just take that and then put it towards the big boy build. But it's like then I can also put it towards an in-between build between now and the big PC. That's where we're at, Purple Herb. Essentially, we're trying to get on a PC very shortly. And it wasn't going to be the big PC that I wanted to build right now because obviously this happened out of nowhere. But now with some of these donations, I have something to work with, which is like very humbling and it definitely takes a little bit of the stress off a little bit. And you have more than enough for that. That's what Perry says. Yeah, I mean, small-time streamers are always the better ones. You're not disconnected from your fans like the masses. Sorry for your PC, man. No problem. Yeah, no problem, man. I mean, I know it's going to be inevitable if the channel grows and, once you get 100,000 subscribers or whatever, whatever it is, and it becomes harder to, read every comment, have every interaction, but there's always going to be me just being genuine, just, being myself. And, I promise that until that time happens, obviously, I'm going to try my best to read every comment and reply to everybody. Use the backup to get to the big boy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just, this is crazy. It just gives me a little bit more wiggle room. And too legit to quit. Yeah, no, I've been doing this for so long, and I'm not going to let a storm or anything like this kind of take me out from my knees, you know what I mean, and just like completely feel like I'm cut in half, can't do anything. I thought the chat would be flying when RE4 Remake came out, but it was fine. Yeah, I mean, it was the streams. I think the only time it got really busy was, I think, during a lot of those events where it was like a 24-hour stream and stuff like that. But even that is pretty manageable because a lot of times people go in and out, because it's a long stream. But yeah, I mean, the chat definitely got a lot more interactive in the last couple of years for sure. I think ever since 2019 onward, I've seen the live streams become more and more active, and that's a good thing. So obviously it takes some getting used to read everything when you're with two people compared to one as well. But that's all stuff that I've been obviously getting used to. Will this put a hold on all productions? Well, not if I can get something around by this weekend or something. If I can, then I plan on returning next week. But that's excitement that you build it back up. I wish I could donate right now, but it's fine, man. No problem, Sick Ninja. Just you being here, I appreciate it. And everyone that's been generous, I appreciate you and the time. I've been watching you for a few years now and appreciate what you do. I love Resident Evil and the community, says Tyler. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate those kind words, and thanks for coming back for me, because I know that's why you guys come back, as far as, like, you know, personalities and, you know, the style that I try to bring. That's what I try to stay true to the format and the formula, so you guys, you know, can also have a good time as well. You can return on Monday. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm going to have to figure something out. After this stream's done, I'm going to, you know, and if I talk to Kyle tonight and, you know, like, let him know the situation as well, and maybe we can figure something out. But this gives me some options. It really does, because before this stream, I was just obviously going with the flow of, like, things and how they were kind of thrown my way. And man, this just gives me an option. No problem, Leon. It's all good, man. All the fans cross over, so it's all good. But yeah, I mean, thankfully now there won't be a hold on much. I have a hard drive. I have the graphics card. Even, I mean, I do have RAM. I mean, I can get new RAM at this point, because, again, I'm getting these generous offers from you guys.
Well, how much do you need for, like, a big ball brand new PC? You could probably fucking do that shit right now with everything you just got.
Well, if I wanted to big ball it, because, like, if I'm trying to, you know, the big boy PC that I wanted to get would have been a little bit more, obviously. But, you know, I mean, more than a little bit more, but it would be something that would be set for a while, which is why I'm not quite there yet. And I know maybe if I, you know, if I had more of a, if you get new RAM, you need a new board. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the board is going to be the main thing of, like, okay, which one will be good for now, because well, not for now, but, like, I mean, like, a current board that's, like, good. But yeah, I'll call you after the stream and we can see what we're working with. Been here since Remake 3 got announced, says X. It's too cozy to leave, and I'm glad I could help to keep it could help keep this place bumping. Well, yeah, I mean, all you guys keep it bumping, keep it moving, you know. It's good to see the interaction, because there's no entertainment or, you know, fun things to read, you know. If you got new RAM, you need to do board. You call after you're done. Okay. Well, I mean, it's just it's not like I'm not listening. I just have to, you know, understand it in non-texting form. But I see what you're saying. It's like, at this point, all in all, the mini build is probably just right now, and that's where we're at. Where that was just going to be a thing that was going to be talked about when the big boy was done, but now it's just happening now. When did everyone here get into Resident Evil? Well, a lot of people are from back in the day. And for me, it was like since I was a kid, with my dad getting into it. Perry has been in it since it came out. So there's a lot of OG fans in here, and some new fans too. But a lot of people I know were around as some of these games were at their in their infancy, coming out, when they're really striking the irons hot, you know. Yeah, how did you guys get into Resident Evil? That would be the last question on the board before I wrap things up here. Going on for 2 hours now, which is about what I wanted to do, but yeah, this gives me another unbelievable, just pretty crazy, and it gives me a starting point for the in-between. I was 7 in '99. My uncles would play it, and I would watch them. Sick Ninja says, ever since the first game came out, I went can hunting and saved up enough to buy a PlayStation and copy of Resident Evil. Nice. Leon says, 7 introduced me to the series, and I watched the movie shortly after. I just beat it on Saturn after 100 years. Yeah, the Saturn version's awesome. That's such a fun version to play, and the battle mode is awesome too. Okay, that's cool to hear a couple of those stories. Started binging the games around RE3 Remake and Village reveal. That's cool, man. Well, that's what it's about, you know. Even if it gets people, even if the new stuff gets people into the franchise, you know, and that's the way I am on here. Like, I'm not like a gatekeeper. You know, I know there's content creators that do that where they're just like, oh, like if you got into it with this Resident Evil, fuck you and all this shit. It's like, no. It's like, come on, man. People get into it how they get into it. If you get into it from the live action movies, you get into it. You know what I mean? As long as you're not putting a wall up to just like block yourself from seeing those games, obviously, like you shouldn't just see the movies and say fuck it. You should check out the games, or if you don't play games, you can always watch playthroughs and stuff. You and Perry got me into RE. I got tired of having no idea what the hell you guys were talking about, and I ended up liking it. Yeah, it's such a fun franchise, and it's something that's been around so long. And it's funny, like how, you know, so many people can kind of get into it in different ways. Quinn got into it in 2018 after he wanted to play something new. X's first PSX game in '98 was RE2. Before I had my own PSX, I was exposed to RE1 at a neighbor's house. Yeah, man, that's kind of what it was about. Like, if you go back and listen to me and Perry's podcast episode on LTRE about gaming in the '90s, it was more of an organic time where, you know, you would find out about it through friends, and you would find out about it through the magazines, and you would find out about it through the video store, or if seeing an ad or something. It was just a different way of getting into it, you know. Met so many friends through the series. Now it's one of my favorites. So there you go, man. Yeah, get you through those times. Frankie's going to play RE1 on PSX. We will force him. Yes. Well, I mean, if I played RE4 on the base PS4 for 2 hours, I think Frank can play the OG on PlayStation. That'd be funny. Yeah, man. If it's on your top 3, Leon, I don't blame you, man. A lot of people are ready for the RE2 around 99 or 2000, says Tyler. Yeah, that's cool, man. Everyone got into it different years, you know. That's what's cool, is seeing the difference in that. And it's funny, when I talked to Sean, which you'll see in the upcoming podcast episode, he mentioned like RE2 on N64. It was like his, you know, like that was like, we talked about that port. We talked about, like, you know, he got the stuff on PC. That was like his intro. Like, he didn't really get a chance to play them before he got it on PC, but he actually read the novels first and was kind of like getting into that first. And then when he got them on PC a couple years later, that's when he finally played them, because he didn't have a PlayStation at that time. Jen says, for me, it was RE3 Nemesis. From the disc art to the Outbreak intro, the music, the whole game, that's Resident Evil for me. Yeah, Jen. I mean, that's definitely it for me, man. That's why it's my favorite game. Liquor Sandwich is back. I was about to wrap it up, but if you want to throw in your comments, Liquor Sandwich, on how you got into Resident Evil, that was kind of the closing question here. I was kind of reading some of the memories and chats that you guys were bringing in here. But this stream definitely left me a lot more hopeful, I guess, for what my next move is. Ty found LTRE in 2020. Best channel, man. First and only ever group channel that I'm still a part of and enjoy. Well, that's awesome, Ty. And I do remember you coming around during that time, and a lot of you did come around during that time in 2020 when there was nothing else to do but, you know, stay in and watch stuff and find new stuff to watch too, because I feel like a lot of people kind of hit a wall with like, if you have so much time on your hands and you don't know what else to watch, and then, you know, there's some new games coming out during that time, which thankfully for us there was RE3, so that generated a lot of new hype. So it was a significant climb. Got over 10K during that time too, 10K subs, which is a huge milestone, at least for a small channel like ours at the time. And then after that, I was able to push from 16K to over now 21K from when it went back to me kind of going back and doing everything in a different way, trying to figure out how I can handle post Village and RE4 remake and the hype and the climb to that. So that was another era of getting new people as well. And but it was fun. You know, I'm happy about that. Uh, Take care, Tyler. He says, catch you later. We all endure hardships. You'll get through it. Catch on the next hangout. Well, thank you, Tyler. Thanks for the kind words and always being here. And thank you guys guys and gals, for always being here and helping out with shit like this and the donations. And I shouted out all the donators, but thank you again. Thank you again, John Lemley and X for being the top 2 donators. Thank you, everyone else that donated on here and on Patreon, or I'm sorry, well, and yes, and on Patreon, YouTube members, and on Streamlabs as well. Leon says, I don't remember when I subscribed, but I started watching the stream in September of 21 after the huge channel update. Oh, yeah, man. I'm happy you're still here after all the changes, and appreciate that, Ty. And I think we should be good. We'll see what happens. There'll probably be more updates in the community tab, or maybe a little video like this that I upload or post. In the meantime, GS Linux, what's up, brother? Fellow member, coming in towards the end of the stream, but thank you so much, GS, for still supporting me. And as you can tell by the title of this video, kind of going through random crazy hardships, but now we're going to overcome this, and we're going to turn it around and make it a next chapter. So, Thunder says, his 43 gaming monitor burnt out last week. I got to buy a new one next week. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, my TV power brick got zapped the last not power outage, but the last lightning strike that happened, and it almost fucking killed my TV, man. So I was able to replace that would have been a whole nother thing if that happened. But again, I'm thankful, and I'm thankful for you guys. Thanks for giving me some kind of direction to go from here after the stream, and I can kind of take tonight to kind of figure it out and think it all through. So don't forget to smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to these updates. Perry, I'll give you a call in like 5-10 minutes. And I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for having my back. Thanks to all my friends, family, everyone that has helped me out in this, pinch of a time. And we're going to turn it around. So hopefully I'll have some news for you guys soon, and we can continue our regular scheduled programming on LTRE with the Summer of RE and Silent Hill 2 streams and all that good stuff. So stick around. Thank you guys. Much love. And let's see what our next step is and where it takes us. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.